Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse was interviewed on national television, Bloomberg TV, in fact. And the host confronted Brad Garlinghouse with the fact that their in-house legal team, the Bloomberg lawyers, they determined that Ripple's most likely to lose against the SEC in this case. And I'm sitting there wondering if they know, like, even 1/20th of what the typical XRP holder knows about this case. I don't know how you come to such a conclusion. And I've said many times, like, it is very difficult to find people, to find attorneys outside of the SEC that do believe that the SEC is right and that Ripple and XRP holders are wrong. It's very difficult to find those people, but when I do find them, I'm happy to highlight them. In fact, the only other individuals I found, specifically attorneys, the only other attorneys that I've found were members of the Anderson Kill law firm, and in the years leading up to this, they publicly made statements disparaging Ripple and XRP specifically, and making it clear that they do not like the XRP community. So go figure, of course, they didn't think that Ripple's on the right side of this, or that XRP holders are on the right side of this. But now you've got legal analysts from Bloomberg TV indicating that they also think the SEC is right. So I've got comments on that in this video for you from attorney John Deaton and attorney Jeremy Hogan also. And the question is also posed, what does this mean? Like, say everything goes to hell completely. Say that Ripple actually loses the case. What does that mean for the price of XRP? What does that mean for the actual value of XRP? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think adoption for XRP might look like moving forward in such a scenario, and what it would actually mean, for including the impact on price and value. I'll just give you my personal perspective on that. So anyway, plenty to discuss. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, if you hear this, you know the sound of that. It means I got some dead trees up in my little Moon Lambo hands. What I did is I transcribed some of the parts from this interview that I found to be most interesting, and I'm going to share them with you now. And this was shared directly by the Bloomberg TV official Twitter account. And the host said the following, just to kick this all off, said something, just even the first sentence or two, very interesting. Here's what the host said. Now joining us is Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse for an exclusive interview. Brad, it's great to get to speak to you. One of my favorite parts about doing this show, in particular, is that the audience is really engaged, and they always are tweeting things at us during the show, after the show, and the consistent question we get is, when are you going to talk about Ripple and the SEC? Folks, congratulations to all of you out there, my fellow XRP community members that are all up on the Twitters, all of you that have been hitting like on all of this stuff and tweeting at Bloomberg TV and everybody else in mainstream media, because the vast majority of them not responding, not paying attention, they know you're there. Don't think that they're just not seeing this. They know you're there. So Bloomberg's been getting this for how long, and finally they're addressing it. I mean, maybe they had another time. Well, in written format they had, but on television here, this is not something that they're regularly talking about. And so again, The host right here citing on her own that, man, we just are constantly getting bombarded by this. It's you listening to this that's doing that, so kudos to you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm hitting like, I'm retweeting stuff. We're all doing that. But anyway, I wanted to highlight that just to point out it does have an impact. They are listening, they are watching, and now they're getting at it, and they are talking to Brad Garlinghouse. So don't think for a second that doesn't matter. In fact, I'm going to expand upon that concept in a separate video. I just don't want to get too off track. But given that's how this interview began, I was like, I'd be remiss to not highlight that. I really would. And so shortly after that, Brad Garlinghouse said the following. And he's referencing, of course, the lawsuit here. He said, the case has gone well. It's still playing out, you know. The SEC, in our judgment, has certainly moved slowly. Typically, in these situations, when the SEC brings the case, they want to move quickly. They have been dragging their feet, you know. Gary Gensler said recently, publicly, that justice delayed is justice denied. Unfortunately, justice is being delayed here by continuing efforts by the SEC to push things out. Yeah, well, that certainly couldn't be more obvious, right? How many times did the SEC ask for extensions and in the case and get them approved by the judge? And again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong necessarily. Maybe some of them were perfectly reasonable, but I mean, it seems like every single one got approved. And so that's why I've said many times is my speculation. I can't help but wonder at a minimum. Is it the case that, in particular, especially with Judge Netburn, was she just doing this to make the case a little bit closer to being appeal-proof? Give them what they want. Okay, it's not going to actually change the outcome of whatever the ruling is from Judge Torres, but don't give them this and they have stronger grounds to appeal. Just try and not feed the monster effectively. It makes me wonder if that was part of the strategy. I don't know. Can't get inside their heads, but can't help but wonder. This case has taken an enormous amount of time, much longer than what we were hoping or expecting from I'll just say this: if you go back 12 months ago, if you posited the idea of this case ending in March of 2023, people were like, oh no, it'll be done before that. Think about that, because if you went back here, you'd be like, sorry guys, it's going to be 2 more years actually. Yikes. Yeah, so it is what it is, though. And then another host on the show said the following. Okay, well, Brad... Oh, no, it's the same host, yeah. Okay, well, Brad, our litigation analysts here at Bloomberg Intelligence think that the SEC is going to win this. It's just an opinion. It's a hypothetical scenario. But in that scenario, how does Ripple move forward? Okay, pause. I'm going to share with you what Brad Garlinghouse has to say. Then I'm going to get into what attorneys Hogan and Deaton had to say along with my thoughts on this. But I can't help but wonder, to what degree are these analysts at Bloomberg paying attention if they actually think the SEC is on the right side of this thing? It makes me wonder, are these interns? I don't literally mean that, but come on. And so here's what Mr. Garlinghouse had to say. I think the Howey test is being stretched beyond recognition. It's a 1946 Supreme Court case, so the idea that XRP, which we use as a currency, the idea that it's a security, I think is just misguided. Unfortunately, Ripple is already operating in a world where it's as if we have lost. In the United States, XRP has, for all intents and purposes, there is no liquidity. Trading has been halted on most exchanges, despite the fact that Ripple had a record year last year. We continue to grow very quickly across our major product groups. Even Q1 was a record for us. Now, unfortunately, almost all that growth is coming from outside the United States, and we are hiring more and more people outside the United States. But our customer base now is about 95% non-United States payments companies. Think about this. So Ripple's, and he'd actually previously stated, Brad had stated that they'd actually lost customers, some customers in the United States, to the point where now only 5% of their customers are in the United States. Is that a surprise given what's been going on? Well, I sure as hell don't think so. But he's right here. Where's the opportunity when nobody's allowed to? I mean, with rare exception, like Uphold, you can go buy and sell it there. There's like 3 places in the entire country where you can. But outside of that, good luck. Good luck. You're not going to be able to get it, so you can't use it. And then there was a little bit later on, Brad Garlinghouse said the following. The demand for our core product, which uses XRP to facilitate these cross-border payments, the demand for that grew 8x year over year. So from Q1 last year to Q1 this year, it grew 8x. And that's off a base already measured in the billions. So from our point of view, demand has skyrocketed. I just think it's incredibly frustrating that here in the United States, where we have led innovation in so many different industries, we have an agency that is overreaching and really constraining competitiveness in hiring people here in the United States. Yeah, and I'm going to come back to circle around to that comment because that's amazing. So what he's talking about there, that is representative of utility. The fact that there's an 8-fold increase year over year with on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. That's because it's helping people and businesses. That's the reason that's happening. Cryptocurrencies that help people and businesses, they don't go away. They're not going to. That's my firm belief. People, when there's value in something, which is different than price, when there's actual value, humans don't just discard that typically. They recognize the value, and then money chases the value.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.